Hello friends, and welcome to September 2024 Taroscopes with me, Intuitive Rene. So I haven't done Taroscopes in such a long time, and it's something I always want to do because I enjoy doing the Taroscopes and I know you guys enjoyed them too. So I thought I would reintroduce them, but I'm going to reintroduce them in a very gentle way. I'm going to do one video that's going to have all the different Taroscopes in, so you can jump around as you need. You will find timestamps in the description below to help you jump around and navigate, but I'm going to keep them short, sweet, and to the point because I'm still going to be doing the daily readings Monday to Friday. Friday includes the weekend, which is going to give you insight into the energies of the day. But I thought I would offer these Taroscopes for each sign of the zodiac, giving you an idea of the energy that you can expect during the month of September. So you can watch for your sun sign, and that's the one that everybody knows. Everybody knows, that, oh, you were born in January, therefore you're a Capricorn, or whatever it may be. Everybody knows their sun sign, so you can watch it for your sun sign. But if you know your rising sign, I definitely suggest watching for your rising sign as well. Okay, so if you ever had your chart read, your astrology chart read, and you know what your rising sign is, because your rising sign, your rising sign also just describes you in a slightly better way, a slightly different way. So if you know your rising sign, please do watch your rising sign and your sun sign, and then when you put the two together, you'll have a really good idea of what the month of September is going to be offering you. The decks that I've chosen to work with for this month of September is the Sacred She Tarot, and I've partnered it or paired it with the Synchronicity Oracle. This is a fabulous deck. I mean, it is just so beautiful, and the colors are so bright and vibrant, which is why I partnered it with the Sacred She. And I really hope that we're going to get an amazing read for each sign of the zodiac for the month of September. So as I said, down here in the description, in the time bar, so if you sort of click your finger here or use your mouse here, whatever, depending on if you're on computer or mobile, but you will see that there's a timeline here, and you will see that that is broken up into this introduction, starting then at Aries and going all the way through to Pisces. So I do hope you enjoy it. Please remember, if you haven't already done so, smash that subscribe button. And if you do enjoy your Taroscope, remember to give the video a thumbs up. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. So a comment below would be fabulous. Let's get straight into it, starting with the month, or not the month of Aries, listen to me, starting with Aries zodiac. So welcome Aries, let's get into your reading for the month of September. We're giving the cards a shuffle, and we want to know what is the overall energy. This is from the Synchronicity Oracle. What is the overall energy of the month of September for all Aries signs? Okay, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck and let's take a card off the top. So Aries, the theme for the month ahead for you is the story the parrot told. It is incantation. Incantation, the story the parrot told. When you I want to say when you incant. Incantation is the ability to express yourself, the ability to repeat, the ability to say, the ability to transfer information. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about the story the parrot told and incantation. And it's interesting that this is coming through for us Aries, because I'm also an Aries sign. Because sometimes we have this ability, sometimes Aries, we have this ability where we open our mouths and we speak without really thinking about what it is that we are saying. So we need to be careful during the month of September as to the words that come out of our mouth. We need to be mindful that we're not repeating something that we don't necessarily have understanding of, okay? So be very aware of the words that you speak during the month of September. Be aware of what it is that you're actually saying. And if you don't know what it is you're actually saying, rather say nothing, okay? Let's have a look and see what the tarot wants to add to our story of incantation. We have got passion. I mean, isn't that card just beautiful? We have got arrogance. You see where this is going? Can you see Aries? Can you see Aries? And then we have, oh, consuming, which is so interesting. So when I look at these three cards, let's actually just space them out so that it looks pretty on screen. So when I look at this, right, we've got passion, and let's be honest, Aries, we are passionate, okay? We are fire sign, we are passionate, we are enthusiastic, we believe in, just expressing ourselves and doing all the things, saying all the things, and worrying about the consequences later. But we need to make sure that we are, the birds are going crazy, I'm sure you can hear them. We need to make sure that we're not being arrogant in our passion, okay? Because we can be so passionate about what we truly believe in, and we can then say things that may or may not be accurate, or may not be relevant even, okay? So we need to make sure that our arrogance is kept under control, that we're not going crazy in doing and saying the things that maybe we shouldn't be. We need to understand that we are, let's be honest, we are all bombarded with information on a daily basis, and we are consuming as much of this as we possibly can, taking it all in as much as we possibly can. And sometimes when we take things in, we take them in and we need to keep them in, all right? Just because you consume a thing doesn't mean you need to release it again. And it's interesting that this is a mouth and we're talking about incantation. It's interesting that we've got this kind of image coming in. So I am going to take a really, really big thing here, and I'm going to say to you, Aries, and remember this is for me as well, that we need to make sure that during the month of September 2024 that we are not spreading rumors, that we are not spreading untruths, that we are not gossiping unnecessarily. Because when you do that, when you spread unnecessary truths, when you gossip, there is a level of arrogance that comes into play there, okay? We need to learn that sometimes the information we receive is not necessarily accurate, that's not necessarily correct. Passion is saying, like, we know that you believe that you're doing the right thing and that your intentions and the reasons why you want to do this is accurate and good and strong and all the rest of it. We understand the passion that we have for whatever it is that's taking place. But Aries, during the month of September, shh, shh, it's time to keep the mouth shut. It's time to consume, to take in the information, but to not be so quick to release it and to share it out to others. And if you can hold on to that, if you can get that right, then I think September is going to be effortless, problem-free, drama-free, and just wonderful. Wishing you a wonderful month of September, Aries, and until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Taurus. Let's get into your month of September 2024, and let's have a look and see what is the overall energy that you're going to be handling, navigating, dealing with during the month of September. Right, cards are shuffled. Cut the deck. So your overall theme for the month of September, Taurus, is spring. Well, isn't that appropriate? Isn't that just appropriate? So I'm going to leave that card there for a second while I continue and shuffle our tarot. So Taurus, I know during September we do enter into the actual season of spring, especially those of you here in the southern hemisphere where I am. So yes, it is very clearly spring, but what does that actually mean? What does the season of spring mean to you, Taurus, and what do you need to worry about or navigate during the month of September? So Taurus, spring is about coming back to life. It's about springing back, okay? It's about springing back. It's about coming back to life. It's about reigniting passion, enthusiasm, excitement, life force, life blood. It's about understanding that it's time to get started. It's time to get moving. It's time to start doing all the things that you want and all the things that you need to. Let's see what the tarot wants to add. So we have joy. How fabulous is joy? Come on. We have dance. Oh my gosh, Taurus, I'm jealous already because it looks like September is going to be fabulous. Oh, and then we have the resistance. We have the resistance. All right, so Taurus, when we look at these, the vibe, the energy that I get off this is that September is going to be amazing for you. September is going to be wonderful. It is going to be full of joy, full of happiness, full of new beginnings, full of opportunities, full of time for you to be like just living your best life, dancing your way through everything, celebrating life for what life has offered you, given you, and for what it is. You're going to be feeling alive. You're going to be feeling fabulous. You're going to be feeling literally on top of the world. The resistance comes in is that this is against the grain of who you are. This is against the grain of your familiar, what you're used to. Because, let's be honest, Taurus, you guys like a little bit of structure. You like a little bit of routine. You like a little bit of, just stability, if I can put it that way, okay? And sometimes when things are so fabulous and wonderful and easy and joyous, it can make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm going to ask you during the month of September to resist the urge to not have fun because September is going to be fabulous. So it doesn't matter who you are or what you're going through in life. There are going to be opportunities to really appreciate and value life for what it truly is. You know, whether it be work, relationships, finances, health, well-being, it doesn't matter. But there are going to be situations that are going to uncover for you during September where there's going to be reason to celebrate. And this is Spirit saying to you, please go out of your way to celebrate. Do not resist the celebrations. Do not resist the happiness and the joy. Like, really just allow it to transpire and to happen for you, because you deserve to experience the happiness, the joy, and all the rest of it. Do not resist the celebrations. I'm going to leave it there for you, sending you so much love and so many blessings, Taurus. I wish you the most amazing month of September. And until we connect again, take care. Gemini, hello and welcome. Let's have a look and see what does the month of September have in store for you. What is important, relevant, and significant? What is the overall theme that you're going to be experiencing during this wonderful, fabulous month of September 2024? Let's cut the deck. Okay, so Gemini, let's have a look and see. The theme for you is speaking truth. Look at that, speaking truth. Mouth is open and that birdie is out. And once that birdie is out, there's no taking it back. Once that birdie has been released, you are sort of stuck with it, isn't it? I'm going to leave speaking truth over there and let's shuffle our tarot and get some more information. So Gemini, we know that you are the talkers. We know that you're not afraid to express yourself, to speak your mind, to say the things that need to be said. And you know, we can always rely on a Gemini to just get the conversation started, can't we? Because that's just your speciality. It's just your superpower. Let's call it your superpower, Gemini. And sometimes though, even though you are so good at the speaking and so good at getting conversation started and so forth, but sometimes we say things just to get the conversation started, and even if it's not necessarily the truth, I'm not saying that we speak untruths, but sometimes we can say things just to get the conversation started. And this is Spirit saying, you know, there's so much more to consider. There's so much more to take on here. And sometimes you not only are getting the conversation started, but sometimes you have to say the things that other people would be too afraid or too scared or too embarrassed to speak of. So this is Spirit saying to you that September is going to be the time when you need to express your truth. And it's not somebody else's truth, right? That's not what we're talking about here, Gemini. We're talking about your truth, okay? What is true to you? Let's see what the tarot want to add. This is so funny because resistance came out in who was before you? Taurus. So Taurus had resistance and now it's coming out in Gemini. So interesting that that's come through for you. And we've got wisdom. And we've got wisdom and we've got overload. So you see how this is all talking along, well, at least for me, I can see the pattern. I can see what it's referencing, what it's relating to. So as I said, speaking is easy for you, Gemini. It's not something that's difficult. But during the month of September, you are going to be resisting speaking your truth because, let's be honest, sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. Sometimes people feel scared, ashamed, embarrassed, worried, concerned, anxious about the truth. And sometimes we tend to then hold the truth to ourselves because we don't want to cause any harm or hurt or pain or discomfort to another person. So there is going to be resistance on your part with regards to speaking your truth. Speaking out about whatever it is that's got you concerned or worried or anxious or whatever it might be. But Spirit is saying to you, Gemini, that during the month of September, you need to believe and you need to trust in your wisdom, in the innate wisdom that you have within your heart and soul, that the truth needs to be released. It needs to be spoken. It needs to be put out there. So don't hold back. Don't be fearful. Don't be ashamed. Believe, trust, and know that the wisdom that you have is enough to help you say the things that need to be said in the way that they need to be said. If you hold it in any longer, look how big this rock is that this guy is holding on to. I mean, you know, he's barely holding on because it's complete overload. And this information that you're holding on to that needs to be released, that needs to be spoken. It's creating such overload on you, in you, around you, and it's unnecessary, you know, and eventually it's going to be so bad that you're going to drop the rock. It's eventually going to be so bad that things are going to come tumbling down around you. So we need to avoid that. And the only way that you can avoid that is by speaking your truth. And I know you don't want to. I know because it's going to cause a little bit of pain and discomfort. Trust your wisdom. Trust your ability to say it in the best possible way so that you can make this rock slightly smaller, because every truth that you speak makes the rock a little bit smaller until such time as it's a tiny little pebble in your hands. And then we can throw it away. We can do whatever we need to do with it. So Gemini, September is going to be an interesting month for you because it is about releasing the burdens, releasing the overload that you are carrying. And the only way that you can do that is by speaking your truth. I do wish you the most amazing month of September. Say those things, get them off your chest, and all will be well in your world. Much love and many blessings to you, Gemini, and until we connect again, take care. So hello and welcome to my Cancerians. How are you? I hope you are amazing. We are looking at September 2024 for all Cancerian energies. We are looking to see what is the overall energy of the month ahead. What do you need to know? What do you need to focus on? What is the overall energy going to be for September? For all Cancerian energies. Oops. Let's get our card. Right, theme for Cancerians is protecting love. I mean, how appropriate is that? And how beautiful is this card? Can you see what she's holding? She's holding a tiny little kitty cat, and it is protecting love. So Cancerians, protecting love is the thing that is innately important to you, isn't it? I mean, if we know what Cancerians stand for, what is the Cancerian sign? It is about love. It is about emotions. It is about feelings. It's not only love and emotions and feelings of the self, but it's love, emotions, and feelings of the other. So when we talk about protecting love in September, it's like you're going to be facing with and dealing with everything to do with protecting your loved ones, looking after those that are important to you. But it's about also understanding love on an innate level and trying to protect that to make sure that no harm comes to the relationships and the connections that you have with others. Let's see what the tarot wants to contribute to our protecting love in September. So the first card we have, generosity. And how beautiful is that card? We've got hands down the bottom, hands at the top, and this beautiful rainbow energy coming through. We have liberation. I mean, come on, right? Loving this, Cancerians. And we have dance. Dance came through once before in this month's Taroscope, so it's nice to see it coming through again because it gives us the overall energy for all of us, which is celebration and dance. So protecting love as the theme, Cancerians, as we've said, it's about you nurturing the relationships, the love that you have with other people, and doing what you can to ensure that no harm comes to those love connections that you have. You're going to do this by being generous with your love, all right? Because how do you protect it? By giving more of it. If you hold it into yourself, that's not protecting it. That's being selfish, and that's not using what you have. But when you are generous with giving of your time, giving of your energy, giving of your love, that is how you send more out to the universe. Now, liberation is such an interesting card. I mean, just that word, it's such a liberating word, isn't it? Because what is liberation? Liberation is free from expectation, free from rules, free from drama, free from anything that's holding you back, and being liberated to be free, to be you, free to express yourself, and free to be, free to do and be whoever and whatever you want to be. So September is going to be about feeling liberated, feeling generous in giving of yourself, and protecting the love that is so important to you. And in order for all of this to happen, you're going to have to get your boogie on. You're going to have to dance a little bit. You're going to have to express. Dance is about celebration, okay? We dance to celebrate. We dance when we are happy. We dance when we want to bring happiness and positivity and good energy into a situation. So Cancerians, this is Spirit saying to you that September is going to be full of wonderful opportunities. Your focus is going to be on loving those that you love, appreciating and valuing those that you love, connecting with and growing the connections with those that you love, because that is the most important thing, protecting those that you love. And you're going to do that by being generous with your time, generous with your energy, and generous with who you are. Understanding that there are no rules. Understanding that there are no rules. There is nothing that's holding you back. There is nothing that is stopping you from being free and living the life that you want. So celebrate it. Acknowledge it. Feel it in your blood. Feel it in your heart and soul. And let that rhythm of life move you. Move you to joy. Move you to celebration, and move you to happiness. So Cancerians, it looks like you are in for a fabulous month of September. Sending you so much love and so many blessings. And until we connect again, Take care. Hello and welcome, Leo. Let's get into your month of September 2024 to see what does September have in store for you. What is the overarching energy of the month of September 2024 for all Leo energy? I don't know if a card flipped over there. Right, cutting the deck and taking a card off the top. So Leo, let's have a look and see what is the energy of the month of September for you. We have got the Prince card that has come through. You know, I'm going to leave it there while we just chat. I am going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about the Prince card. So Prince is about somebody who is up and coming. I always understand and see the Prince as up and coming. The Prince is somebody who is born into a life, one where maybe he didn't have any say, he didn't have any, you know, he didn't choose this for himself. He was born into this, and there's this kind of expectation and pressure put on him, and this expectation and pressure to be, to perform, and to provide for, to be there for his community, for his kingdom. But Prince is also somebody who's very revered and very significant, and somebody who's very valued and very appreciated. So what does that mean for you guys for the month of September, Leo? Well, it means that you're going to spend the month of September actually acknowledging for yourself the path that your life has taken, not one that you've specifically chosen for yourself, but the path that life has taken, or what life has given to you that you've had to deal with, that you've had to process. But you also need to look at it and see how well you've coped, how well you've done, how well you are doing, okay? So the Prince is about realizing that you haven't reached status yet. You're not the king yet. You haven't got to that stage. You are still up and coming, but there's still a lot that you need to work on. There's still a lot that you need to do, but you can also give yourself a bit of a pat on your back and say, you know what, I've actually achieved and accomplished a lot, and I'm really doing well. Let's see what the tarot wants to add to this. We have adaptability. I think princes have to be adaptable, don't they? Because, you know, you have to go with the flow of what is happening in your community, in your kingdom. As much as you need to stay committed to the cause, you need to be adaptable to circumstances and situations. And then we have the gratitude, which I did mention. And we have, oh, indulgence. How fabulous is that? Beautiful, delicious slice of cake over there. So, Leo, in true Leo style, it's like go big or go home, isn't it? Just. So it's about adaptable. Now, I don't know if you can see the little white fox in the snow. You know, so he almost blends in. Like at first you see the trees and you see the snow, and it's only after a while that you actually realize, hold a second, there's an animal in there as well. So adaptability is to understand your environment, to understand your circumstances, to understand the significance of who you are, the significance of who you are and what you bring to the table, but understanding that you have to adapt yourself to your environment in order for you to succeed, in order for you to achieve everything that you need to achieve. Remember, we're looking at just the month of September. Then there's gratitude. Now, I am an absolute advocate for gratitude. I mean, it's how I live my life. And I hope it's the way that you live your life as well. And not just going and saying thank you when somebody offers you something or does something nice for you, but say thank you to the universe like she's doing here. It's like really just giving gratitude for all that you have. And you have a significant much. You are amazing. You are fabulous. You are not just an average Joe. You are not just an average individual. You are so much more than that. So be grateful for what it is that you bring to this world, who you are, but be grateful for the adaptability that you have as well. And understand that life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is meant to be pleasurable. Life is meant to be a little bit indulgent, isn't it just? You know, we can have our cake and eat it too, if we work hard and if we do all the things we need to do, and sometimes even make the sacrifices that need to be made. Because as a prince, sometimes you don't have choice. Sometimes choice is taken away from you. But that doesn't mean that your life has to be miserable and unhappy. No, your life can be indulgent as long as you practice gratitude and as long as you're able to adapt to your circumstances. So this is what the month of September offers you, Leo. The month of September is telling you that as long as you can adapt to the circumstances, as long as you acknowledge the duties, the responsibilities that you have to the people around you, and as long as you practice gratitude for that and everything else, life can be, should be, and will be rather indulgent. So wishing you just the most amazing month of September, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. So with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care, Leo. Virgo, hello and welcome. Let's get into your reading and see what does the month of September have to offer you. What does the month of September bring to all Virgo energies? So we are shuffling the oracle to get an idea of the theme for the month ahead in September for all Virgo energies. Right. Cutting the deck and taking a card off the top. So Virgo, your theme for the month of September is beauty. Virgo, you beauty. Unicorns, because that's what beauty is. It is beautiful, it is amazing, it is wonderful, it is fabulous. Right. So Virgo, we're going to have, and you know, September for us, I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about beauty. September for us here in the Southern Hemisphere is spring, and it's when all the flowers come to life. It's when everybody comes to life, when everything comes to life. We start seeing new growth on the trees and in the animals, and everybody's happier. People aren't so grumpy and miserable anymore. Everything just seems to be bigger and brighter and better than before. And sorry, I have flipped cards over, and it's the transitioning card. I mean, isn't that just appropriate? So Virgo, this is Spirit saying to you that, and again, and again, and again, and again, that's just my bad shuffling, but it's respect. So Spirit is saying to you, Virgo, that September is going to be a time where you get to appreciate and you get to enjoy the beauty that is all around you. Whether it be your own personal beauty, oh my gosh, power, yeah. Whether it be your own personal beauty, or whether it just be the beauty of life, the beauty of what life has to offer. But it could be just appreciating everything around you that is going well, everything around you that brings a source of enjoyment, happiness, bliss, and even a little bit of fantasy, considering we've got the unicorn on the beauty card. So September is going to be a beautiful month of you seeing, valuing, and appreciating the beauty that is around you. Let's have a look and see what the tarot wants to contribute. We have the fear card. Oh, we don't want fear. Come on, Virgo. We don't want fear. We want inspiration. I like it. And we want intention. Inspiration and intention. How fabulous is that? So let's talk about the sphere card, all right? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's be honest, Virgo. You know, we are all fearful, aren't we? We're all so afraid of the potential things of what can go wrong. We're so afraid of, oh, but if I do that, then what happens if that happens? You know, we get ourselves into this kind of cycle of fear and anxiety of what could potentially go wrong. What we don't focus on is the potential of if it goes right. Or what happens if things work out? What happens if it's amazing? What happens if it's fabulous? We are so conditioned to focusing on fear, to focusing on the problems and, like I said, the things that could go wrong, that we don't actually live, we don't actually experience. So this is Spirit saying to you to understand that right now, everything is in divine order. Right now in your world, because we're just talking to you, Virgo, in your world right now, everything is perfect, everything is wonderful, everything is amazing, everything is in perfect divine order. So there is no need to be fearful. There's no need to be worried or concerned or anxious. What you need to do is you need to dig deep and find your inspiration. You need to dig deep within yourself and find the inspiration, set the intentions, and just go out there and do it. You've got two fire cards here, okay? So inspiration is like that thought before you do a thing. At the moment, your inspiration is drowned in fear. We need to get rid of this card. We need to completely get rid of this card. We need to understand that life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be magical. It's supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be fantastic. It's not supposed to be driven like this. It's not supposed to be us hiding behind our hands and living in fear and living in anxiety. Like, I understand we have anxiety because of the world we live in, because of the circumstances, because of the pressures that the universe puts on us or society puts on us. But you have the ability, Virgo, during the month of September to switch that dynamic around and say, I will not allow fear to rule me. I am going to focus on all the opportunities and the beauty and the success and the abundance. I am going to allow myself to be inspired to try new things, to do new things, to experience new things, to have new things. And I'm going to set the intention that this is where my focus is and not this. Setting intentions, right? What does it mean if we set an intention, Virgo? Setting an intention is making a choice, making a decision and saying, this is what I want. So it doesn't mean that if you set an intention, boom, everything happens naturally. No, no, no. You still have to do the work. Just like this horse and rider, they're still doing the work. But they've set the intention to hit the target. Now they're putting in the effort to ensure that they reach the target. When we go, oh, but I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, then we don't set intention, we don't get into action, we're not inspired, and therefore none of this happens. So Virgo, Spirit is saying to you, during the month of September, there is a lot that can happen, a lot of happiness, joy, success, and abundance, a lot of beautiful things that can come into your life if only you shift the energy from there to there. And it's easy. It's just an adjustment in the thinking, one adjustment in the mindset, one adjustment in your outlook on life. And if you can make that, September is going to be absolutely fabulous. So Virgo, I wish you everything of the best for the month of September. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care. Hello and welcome, Libra. Let's get into your reading and see what does the month of September have in store for you. We are shuffling the oracle cards, looking for a theme for the month of September. What is the overarching energy? What is the kind of overall theme and energy of the month of September for all Libra energies? Let's have a look, Libra. Right, shuffled and cut. Take a card off the top. So Libra, the theme for September for you is attraction. Oh, I like it. So here we have a beautiful, I want to call it a flower attracted to a bird. That's not, it's the other way around. A beautiful bird attracted to a beautiful flower, no matter what is going on around them. So I'm going to leave attraction there for a minute, and I'm going to talk about it while I shuffle our tarot. So Libra, attraction. Let's talk about what is attraction. So we're not talking about, or maybe we are. We're not talking about the attraction between man and woman, or between, two people. We're not talking about the attraction between two people. We're talking about the attraction between you and anything else, whether it be a flower, whether it be a person, whether it be a situation, whether it be a bar of chocolate, whether it be whether it be a nice meal, whether it doesn't matter what it is, but attraction is something that draws you in and makes you realize that you want it. Okay, so attraction is your wants, your desires. So we've been somehow along the line, all of us have been conditioned and programmed that sometimes attraction is bad, that sometimes we need to ignore attraction, we need to not pursue attraction. I don't know why. I don't know why we think like that, but we do, don't we? We often limit ourselves, restrict ourselves. So September is going to be about attraction. September is going to be the month where you are drawn to many things, many situations, many people, many circumstances. And you have to do something about it. You have to acknowledge it. You have to live through it. You have to embrace it. Let's see what the tarot wants to say about attraction. Oh, passion, passion. Passion, understanding, and generosity. So how absolutely gorgeous is that? So Libra, I know you're going to appreciate this message, appreciate the beauty of what's right here in front of you. So attraction is the theme for the month of September. Attraction equals passion. You cannot have attraction without passion. You cannot have passion without attraction. You can't. It's just not possible. You cannot, like, I'm going to use chocolate as an example because it's my thing. So if you really, really enjoy a particular chocolate, if you are like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to have that chocolate, and you see it in the shop and you buy it, oh, the attraction builds. Then when you eat it, when you actually get to enjoy the attraction that you've now allowed yourself to have, it tastes even better. It tastes even better because there's been the build-up, because there's been this line-up or this link-up to something that you really enjoy. Now, I'm using chocolate as an example. It could be a job. It could be money in your account. It could be another person. Anything that you are drawn to, anything that you want, that you need, or that you desire for yourself, when you get it, that passion is just so beautiful. We need to understand, though, okay, Libra, that it's not just about the physical. It's not just about the tangible. It's not just about the chocolate that you get to eat. It's about what it represents in your life. It's the understanding that comes from the build-up, from attraction to actually experiencing what it is that you want, need, and desire. Because sometimes our wants, our needs, and our desires are not healthy for us, like chocolate for me. So just because I desire chocolate doesn't mean I must have it all the time. You know, we have to do things in moderation. And understanding is the card that tells you that, you know, if you desire chocolate and you eat a lot of chocolate, you are going to suffer the consequences of that chocolate. Okay, so it's about understanding that just because there is an attraction and just because it is something that you truly are drawn to doesn't mean that you always get to have it. Generosity is interesting because generosity is coming through here, Libra, and it's telling you that you're going to have a month of attraction. You're going to have a month of all of these things that you love, that you desire, that you want for yourself coming into your space. You're going to have a month of all of this happening. Your passion levels, your passion, your excitement levels are going to be truly high. And there is an understanding behind the consequences or the underlying causes or the underlying rationale behind it all. And yet there is this part of you that just wants to be generous, that wants to just give to others, because that's what life is all about. And Libra, we know that you guys are all about the balance. You're all about the give and the take, all about the connecting with and sharing with and being with. So whatever it is that you're able to attract for yourself during the month of September, there is passion, there is understanding, there is all of that, but at the same time, you are going to be giving as much attraction as you are going to be receiving. So understand that you, your product, your service, who you are, your energy, your time, all of that is the thing that other people are attracting into their life. So be generous with what you give of yourself. Be generous with how much time you give to others, but at the same time, enjoy and appreciate all that comes your way. Enjoy and appreciate all that you desire, but understand that there is always consequence, and there is always that thing of too much is too much, or how much is too much, or how much is not enough. So there is a fine line between the passion and the attraction and too much. So understand that anything that you have in excess, you could also maybe share with another. So Libra, it looks like you are in for a fabulous month of September. Sending you so much love and so many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. So hello and welcome, Scorpio. Let's get into your reading and see what does the month of September have in store for you. So Scorpio, I am shuffling the oracle cards to get a theme for the month of September for all Scorpio energies for the month of September 2024. Right, let's cut the deck. And the theme for the month is held. Oh, that is so super interesting. Isn't that just, sorry, just adjusting things on the screen here. So here we have what looks like, I suppose with a bit of imagination, what looks like a person holding the space for this flower to grow and to develop, held. You know, and held is past tense, okay? Held is past tense. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat. Held is past tense. Held is not about, you know, something you are going to do. It's talking about something that has already taken place. So what this means for you, Scorpio, is that September is going to be the month where you're going to put things into perspective, things that have already taken place, okay? Where have you already held space for somebody? Where have you already been kind and generous and supportive to another person? And what did that mean to you? What does it mean to you now in the month of September? In what way does this help or hinder your progress, your life, because you held space for another person? Or is it where you need to acknowledge and reciprocate, or no, let's not even add reciprocate in, to acknowledge where you've been held in the past and why, what it meant, and what you need to do about it today. Let's see what the tarot wants to add. So we have clarity, which is understanding, okay? So it's understanding what I was just saying about held. We have blame. Yeah, I understand that, right? I'll explain to you in a second. And we have arrogance. Now, Scorpio, what is so interesting, can you see that each of these cards have got the gray bottom, the gray border across the bottom? And just to show you, if I grab a few more, that we don't have the gray, because the gray represents the suit. And from the tarot point of view, this gray represents the suit of swords. Okay, swords is about the thinking. It's about the stuff that happens in the head. It's about the strategies and the understanding and all of that kind of thing. So September looks like you're going to spend a lot of time in your head, Scorpio, a lot of time thinking, strategizing, a lot of time understanding. Okay, so remember we're talking about held, past tense. So September is going to be about you understanding the past, putting the past into perspective, whether it was you being held or you holding space for somebody or something else. We are going to gain clarity. We are going to gain understanding. We have a diamond here, and a diamond, the more you polish it and the more, I don't know what, I forget the word, the more surfaces, the more it's polished, the more clear it becomes, the more its brilliance shines through. So you might not have understood previously being August, the months before, etc., when this held situation was taking place. You might not have understood it then, but you're certainly going to get clarity now in September that's going to put it all into perspective. What we need to not do, okay, Scorpio, is fall in or slip into this blame circumstance, because I do believe it's human nature. I do believe it's quite easy for us to fall into that because we have been programmed that it's always somebody's fault. Somebody did something and therefore, it's very easy to always look for, who do I blame? Who do I hold accountable for whatever happened that caused me to either need to be held or caused me to have to hold you? All right. So we're always looking for whose fault is it? And we need to let go of that. Because Scorpio, let me explain to you here. You are going to gain clarity. You are going to gain understanding as to what transpired or what happened. So when we understand what transpired or happened, suddenly we don't have to have blame anymore. The clarity is not whose fault is it. The clarity is the lessons that were the lessons that were in that situation, or the lessons that came up because of that circumstance. So that is where the clarity is coming in. The clarity is not coming from blame. If you are focused on who do I blame, whose fault is it, who created this, who did this, who do I shout at, if that is where you are focusing your attention, you are operating from arrogance. You are operating from a place of ego and a place of arrogance. And Scorpio, like, I know, everybody's afraid of a Scorpio because Scorpios have got the sting in the tail, but you only sting when it's warranted. You only sting when it's necessary. You only fight back when you've been backed into a corner. You're not the kind of person who just walks around willy-nilly stinging people with your scorpion tail. No. But if somebody backs you in a corner and does something to harm you or threaten you, of course you're going to protect yourself. I mean, that's just normal. But when you're constantly looking for blame, or whose fault is it? Who do I blame? Who do I shout at? Who do I hold accountable? Then you're operating from a place of arrogance and not from a place of understanding. The message that I have for you, Scorpio, is that September is going to be about understanding that it's okay to need to be vulnerable from time to time. You're not going to be vulnerable in September because this is past tense, it's already taken place, but it's going to be about understanding how vulnerable you were or how vulnerable somebody else was, and you had to hold space for them without blame, without ego, without arrogance, with just gaining clarity and understanding on the situation. So Scorpio, spring. September brings spring, okay? Especially for us here in the Southern Hemisphere. And when we enter into spring, it's like the light is shining and suddenly everything is clearer, everything is brighter, everything is more beautiful. The colors come to life. So this is again saying to you that September, there's going to be truth that's going to come through for you that's going to bring clarity. But you need to make sure that you're not focusing on this aspect of understanding why, who, when, and understanding why, who, and when needed to be held, and understand that it's okay to be vulnerable. Just like our trees in the winter season, they have to be vulnerable, they have to be held, they have to be nurtured as they withdraw and as they go to sleep and as they rest. And then in the springtime, suddenly there's clarity of why they needed to rest, because there's this burst of life, and as they start growing and doing all their things again. So this is where you're at. This has already taken place. Now it's time to understand and to not focus on whose fault it is or who do you point a finger at. That's not what it is. It's about understanding that everybody needs to be vulnerable from time to time. So Scorpio, an interesting month for you. I am sending you much love and so many blessings. And until we connect again, take care, Scorpio. Hello and welcome, Sag. Let's get into your reading and see what the month of September has in store for you. So I'm giving our Oracle deck a shuffle. looking for a single card that's going to give the theme, the overall theme for the month of September for all Sagittarius energies. Let's have a look, Sag. Oops, I am such a bad shuffler. And these are tiny cards, so I really have no excuse. All right, Sag, let's have a look. Cutting the deck and taking a card. So the theme for Sagittarius in September is wisdom. Oh, how beautiful is that? Look how gorgeous this owl is. Absolutely gorgeous. The artwork is stunning. So, Sag, I am going to leave wisdom down there as I shuffle the tarot, but let's talk. So what is wisdom? All right, so Sag, wisdom is understanding. It's about knowledge. It's about having knowledge. It's about holding on to the knowledge, and it's about knowing when to use the knowledge. See this bad shuffling again. Knowing when to use this knowledge, knowing when to apply the knowledge. Wisdom is about having the information and knowing when to use it. So September is going to be the month of wisdom, which means you're going to have many opportunities to either gain wisdom, to gain knowledge and understanding, and or it's going to be where your wisdom is going to be tested, because sometimes we have information and we feel like we have to do something with it. We feel like we have to, you know, tell somebody or share it with somebody, or, you know, pass it on to somebody, or whatever it might be. But sometimes the wisdom comes in knowing when is the right time to release that information, to share that information. So you're going to find the month of September, you are going to be tested with regards to your wisdom. You may be gaining a lot of wisdom, gaining a lot of understanding, and then being tested as to what you do with that information. Let's see what the tarot wants to contribute. So the first card we have is Refresh. Love that card. Isn't that artwork just beautiful? Love it. Second card we have is Anxiety. And the third card that we have is Wisdom Keeper. Wisdom Keeper. Wisdom Keeper. I mean, I can't make this stuff up, Sag. I honestly and truly can't make this stuff up. All right, let's break it down. Let's break it down. Let's look at Refresh. So here we have I'm going to call it an older face, a wiser face, somebody who has experienced life, somebody who has been there, done that, got the t-shirt, as the saying goes. And the face is splitting open, and inside of that is a young soul. Now, I don't know about you, but if you're somebody who has lived a little, we all have this this younger version of ourselves hidden inside or behind our wrinkles, don't we? And we're always trying to get back to that younger version of ourselves. We're always trying to improve our skin and improve our appearance and be healthier and be this and be that and understand. And we're always like trying to hide our wrinkles. You know, how many people go for procedures to remove wrinkles, injections and whatever else? Like, I have no judgment against anybody who does, but we're always trying to remain youthful. We're always trying to stay that way, instead of embracing the wisdom of who we are and what we've achieved and what we've accomplished, and to recognize that every gray hair and every wrinkle and every whatever we have on ourselves is a sign of the wisdom that we carry. But let's talk about Refresh. Just because, and I'm going to be quite callous here, but just because we're old and wrinkled doesn't mean that we don't still have life in us. But we've got ourselves convinced in our minds that we're old, therefore we can't, or we're old, therefore we shouldn't, or we're old and therefore we can't. Oh, I said that already. But we need to refresh our thinking. We need to refresh our outlook. We need to realize that just because there's a wrinkle and a gray hair doesn't mean that you are a has-been, or that you are done, or that you can't. Because we need to refresh ourselves and to recognize that, you know what, if there is a little bit of a wrinkle, we can do something about clearing it, moving it. But it's not about the outside. It's about what's on the inside. It's not about the external frame that determines whether you can or can't. It's the mindset that determines. And this is where the wisdom comes in. I'm certainly not encouraging anybody to go and jump off buildings and do crazy things that you would have done as a young person. That's not what we're encouraging you, Sag, during the month of September. But I'm encouraging you to realize that just because your frame has changed doesn't mean that there isn't still this younger version of you inside, and to know that you have the wisdom to know what you can do and what you can't do, what is safe and what is not safe, but to understand that you are still young, you are still fresh, that you are still alive, that you still have vitality inside of you. Don't see yourself as old and finished before you are. Let's look at this Anxiety card. So I'm sure you will agree with me, Sage, that life is just anxiety. I mean, let's just be completely honest. The pressures of life, the things that we have to focus on, the things that we have to do, the way that we have to live our lives, the pressure that is on us, you cannot get to a certain point in life and not be anxious. I mean, come on. We're so worried, we're so anxious, we're so concerned all the time. And it's the anxiety that causes the wrinkles. It's the anxiety that causes the fear and the stress and the whatever else. And it's the anxiety is also of not what you have done, but what you still need to do and whether you can actually do that. So we put anxiety on ourselves all the time of, all of the things that we want to and all the things that we need to, but the fear of how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we follow through with this? How do we actually develop ourselves into the place we need to? So September is going to be about, Sag, you looking at yourself, taking a long, hard, honest look at your life and seeing what needs refreshing. Where are you carrying your anxiety? Understanding the wisdom of that, and then using that wisdom, using that knowledge, using that understanding to actually advance yourself, because it's the anxiety and the fear that is stopping you from actually living the life that you're supposed to be living. So we need to refresh our outlook. We need to refresh our vitality. We need to refresh the who, the what, the when, and the how of who we are. We need to understand the anxiety, recognize what aspects of our life it belongs in and what aspects of our life it does not belong in. And then once we've done that, we can use this to our advantage to actually live an easier, happier, more fulfilled life. So Sage, a lot of eye-opening moments for you in September, a lot of truths coming through, not about other people, not about other situations or circumstances, but about you, okay? About you. And you need to be honest with yourself. Refresh the way that you view yourself, look at yourself. Understand anxiety is always going to be there, but it doesn't need to control you. It doesn't need to rule you. And it can be limited and restricted to certain aspects of your life. And then you will have the wisdom to make good and better choices for yourself. Wishing you just the most amazing month of September, Sag. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Capricorn, hello and welcome. Let's have a look and see, what does the month of September have in store for you? What is the energy and the message that September has? What do you need to be focusing? What is important, relevant, and significant for all Capricorn energies during the month of September? Right, this is the Oracle deck. It is now shuffled. Let's see what your theme for the month is. Spring. Now I'll tell you, I forget which, but one of the other zodiacs had spring as well. And isn't that appropriate? September for us here in the Southern Hemisphere is the month of spring. But let's leave it over there, and Capricorn, let's shuffle the tarot and see what it wants to come through while we discuss what is spring. So Capricorn, what is spring? Spring is the time where things come back to life. After a period of dormancy, after a period of silence, after a period of rest, sleep, rejuvenation, spring is when everything goes like, yes, let's get back to business. Trees come to life, flowers come to life, animals come to life, and I have to say people too. People all come back to life in the month of spring. Spring, you heard of the saying spring back, okay? Spring back, so things go down, things get suppressed, things go quiet, and then poof, they spring back to life. And that's what the month of spring is all about. And this is what you're going to be experiencing. So, but in order for us to understand spring in your life, Capricorn, for the month of September, we also have to look and understand what has been suppressed, what has been sleeping, what has been lying dormant in your life that needs to spring back, that will spring back now, oopsie, in September. All right. Cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck and let's see what the tarot shows. So the first card we have is order. Capricorn, you guys love order. We also have beginnings. And how beautiful is that card? And finally, we have intention. So Capricorn, this excites me for you. It really and truly does. I know many, many Capricorns, and I'm thinking of each one of them individually, and I can see how this relates to all of them. Fabulous. So all of you that I'm not thinking of right now, I am, because this is amazing. Capricorn, this month of September is going to be fantastic. If, all right, we're going to start with the if. We're going to start with the big capital if you get things in order, if you get your ducks in a row, if you get things in order, not necessarily what you do on a day-to-day basis, but your head, your thinking, your strategy, okay? I want to talk about trees as an example, trees that have been sleeping during the month of winter or the season of winter. They've been resting, they've been rejuvenating, recuperating, building energy, whatever it is, resting, taking it easy. And now in spring, they're jumping back to life. They don't just jump back to life and hope that everything works out. There is structure, there is purpose, there is order. So it's like Capricorn's spirit saying to you, spend the month of September understanding what it is you're going to do, how it is you're going to do it, where you're going to be doing it, who you're doing it with, who you're doing it for, why you're doing it, how much it's going to be. Like, get your ducks in a row, get some kind of order, because again, Capricorn, we know that you guys function so well when things are in order, when things work, okay? So immediately you've got to ask yourself, what's not working in your life? What is not in order in your life? And then you're going to ask yourself, why? And I know that when you ask the why, you've got all the answers. You've got all the answers. But what you don't have, or what you haven't had up to now, is the energy to make changes. But that changes now, because we're springing back into life. We're springing back into motion. We're springing back, full stop. And the fact that we have this beginning card here, I mean, just how beautiful is that? This is the rise of the phoenix. This is coming out of the ashes, coming out of the dark, coming out of the nothingness and going into the light. So Capricorn, this is a really, really beautiful, good time for you to make the changes that need to be made, to advance the life that you need, to achieve the life that you want, to make the changes. But again, we started with an if, now we know, and now here comes the but. You've got to set the right intentions. Because Capricorn, if you have doubt, insecurity, fear, or any of those kind of negative thoughts in your mind, it doesn't matter what words you're speaking. It doesn't matter what your actions are. If your thoughts do not have the right intentions, it's not going to work out for you. It's not going to work out for you. And I know that we can program ourselves to say all the right things, to do all the right things, and then we go, well, why isn't it happening? Why isn't it working? Why isn't it coming back to life? Well, it's because you've got doubt and insecurity and fear and etc. in your mind, which is overruling everything, which is why Spirit is saying, Capricorn, the most important thing for you to do first is to get everything in order. Have a strategy, have a plan of what it is that you want to do, how you're going to go about doing it, why you're going to go about doing it, etc. Because once you've got the plan, it's easy to start. And once you've started, it's easy to follow through with the right intentions, because there's a strategy, there's a plan. And Capricorn, you guys don't work well when you just try things out and see how it flows. You need a strategy. You need consistent strategy plan. And this is the perfect time for you to implement any changes, anything that you want to introduce or reintroduce or adapt in your life. Now is the time. September is the time to implement the changes that need to be made. You got this, Capricorn. Sending you so much love and so many blessings. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Aquarius. Let's get into your reading and see, what does the month of September have in store for you? What is important, relevant, and significant? What is the overall theme for the month of September? And what is the month going to be bringing all Aquarius energies during September 2024? Right. Let's have a look, Aquarius. The theme for the month is the Magician. Oh, how fabulous. So this is a tarot card from a non-tarot deck. So this is the Magician, and you can see that he's on stage and he is performing magic. He's got his wand. Everything is fabulous. I'm going to leave him there while I shuffle the tarot and while we chat about the Magician. So, Aquarius, the Magician is quite valid and appropriate for you guys because you guys are the little, I want to say a little bit rebellious. You like to go against the flow a little bit, but at the same time, you like to see good results and good outcomes. There's always a strategy and a purpose and an outcome with you guys, but you need to feel like that you're in control. You need to feel as if you know what's going on. You're not the kind of person that's just going to go along with the flow just to go along with the flow. You're like, no, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? I need all of the information before we carry on, before we move on. So understanding, I thought I flipped a card over. Understanding, Aquarius, that September is going to be the month where you get to be the magician. You get to perform the miracles. You get to do the things that make people go, wow, okay? But in order for you to do these things, in order for you to be the magician, it means that you need to be proactive. It means that you need to be conscious of all the things that you are doing, the method that you are employing, the strategy that you are employing, and that you get on and do it. Because if you have all of these magic tricks and you don't show them to anybody, well, what's the point of that? The Magician is the card that tells you as well, Aquarius, that you have capacity and ability to perform these miracles, to perform these magic acts, to do things that other people would think are literally impossible. Let's see what the tarot wants to contribute to your magician act. Spontaneity. Yeah, interesting one for you, Aquarius. Sorry, I have to giggle at the contrast between these two. Look at the colors, the contrast in the colors, but spontaneity is movement and action, and then we're like frozen. And then we have balancing. Oh, you see, like, isn't this just so Aquarius? Isn't this just so Aquarius? So, understanding that you can, you will, and you must perform some magic during the month of September, Aquarius. There are going to be moments of spontaneity. There are going to be moments where you're not going to have time to strategize or to put a plan together, where you're going to have to be like, opportunity, I'm taking it, I'm going with it, right? There are going to be these moments where you are going to have to be spontaneous. We must not allow ourselves to be frozen in fear, frozen in time, or frozen in just feeling disconnected and feel like, I don't feel like it. You need to make sure that you are grabbing the opportunities, because in order for you to advance, in order for you to grow, in order for you to have more, in order for you to experience more, it's about finding the balance between doing and not doing, being and not being, experiencing and not experiencing. And this is exactly what a magician does. A magician is just a magic act is all about balance, because you can't just like release all the doves at once, because that's not going to be so great. Everybody will be like, wow, okay, and then what? Now you've got no more birds to release. You've got no more tricks up your sleeve. So it's about finding that balance between when, and how. So this is the balancing act for you, and September's going to give you so many opportunities to put this into motion, to experience this, to live this out, but to understand through it all, Aquarius, that you are in control, that this is your plan, your strategy, your life, your September. September is yours. September is yours. Like, I'm just going to put a full stop at the end of that sentence. Aquarius, September is yours for the taking. But it is about the balancing act of how much is too much and how much is too little. Because what you want is something in between there, where you are in control, where you are strong, where you are powerful, where you know that you've got extra tricks up your sleeve should you need them. But just because you have the extra tricks up your sleeve doesn't mean that you do use them. It's that balancing act of when and how much. So let September help you find your balance. Let September help you find that yin and yang of who you are and how much is too much and how much is not enough. Don't allow September to be your unfolding or your lack of progress. September is about finding your yin and your yang, finding your balance, but knowing that you are in control. So Aquarius, I'm going to leave it right there for you, because I think that is just truly fabulous. Wishing you the most amazing month ever, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Aquarius. And Pisces, hello and welcome. Saving the best for last. Let's have a look and see at September 2024. What is the energy that you're going to be experiencing? What is the theme for the month ahead? What does September bring? All Pisces energy for the month ahead. Oh, pretty gosh. You know me, bad shuffler and all that kind of stuff. Right, Pisces, let's cut the deck. And let's take a card. The theme for September is creativity. How beautiful is that? Look how bright and bold and beautiful this card is. September is going to be all about creativity. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about creativity. So Pisces, what is creativity? Because like I can immediately hear a lot of you going, oh my gosh, but I'm not creative. I can't make a thing. I can't do a thing. I'm not creative. And immediately that fear and that anxiety and that stress starts coming in. That's not what creativity is. Yes, it is. That is an aspect of creativity, but actually creativity is more problem solving. Creativity is more the ability to figure something out. Creativity is being able to work out what is the right way to do a thing. So are you the kind of person who can be creative with cooking a meal? Are you the kind of person who is creative with solving the world's problems? Are you a creative who can be artistic and creative in that way? Understand that we all have different types of creativity. And Pisces, for you during, see, I'm shuffling so badly today. And for you during the month of September, you are going to be able to experience creativity, your creativity on every level. So it might not be about artistic skills. It might be within your career, within your relationship, within your finances. You know, creativity and finances go so well together because it's about learning how to use your finances in a way that achieves all the goals and objectives that you have, and doesn't empty the money. That is being creative. Handling your money in a good way is being creative. Let's have a look and see, Pisces, what does the tarot want to contribute? So we have karma. Okay, I understand that considering what we've just said. We also have a Voyager and we have perfection. Of course we do, Pisces. Of course, I'm not surprised. All right, so when we look at the karma card, so karma card is a very interesting card because it's the card that says things are going to be what they are. And I think the karma that's coming, the message that's coming through for you here, Pisces, is understanding the creativity that you have. That you were just born with creativity in that area or that area. And maybe you were not born with creativity in that area. So it's understanding the karma of your limits, your restrictions, what you can and what you can't do. What are you able to do and what are you not? Like if you are not financially creative, don't try to be. Recognize your limits. Recognize what it is that you can and what it is that you can't do. And then when you understand the karma of what you can be, where you can be creative in your life, what creativity you can do, then it's easy to be creative. But when you're trying to be creative in an area that is outside of your karmic talent and skills and abilities, you're putting crazy stress on yourself. Let's talk about Voyager. Because Voyager is the card of progress. It's the card of understanding the journey, the bigger picture. So what is or who is a Voyager? This is somebody who goes on an experience to achieve something, to do something, to attain something, and enjoys the process along the way. You know, there are some people who are so fixated on end goal, so fixated on I'm going to be there, that they don't enjoy the journey. The Voyager is the person who enjoys the journey along the way. And excuse me, again, isn't that creative? Isn't that being creative when you enjoy the journey that you're on? Don't be fixated on end goals only. Don't be fixated on outcomes, but enjoy the process, enjoy the experience, enjoy the journey that you're on, because that is why you're here. You're here to learn. You're here to grow. You're here to achieve. You're here to experience all of these things. But the only way that you can do it is by being creative in the journeys that you undergo and embracing absolutely every aspect of it. What is perfection? So like to me, this perfection card is it's amazing because perfection is different for each person. So I look at, let's talk about apples. Let's keep it simple, Pisces. Let's talk about apples. So what I think is a perfect apple and what you think is a perfect apple, may be very different perfect apples. It doesn't mean that my apple is not perfect, and it doesn't mean that your apple is not perfect, but it's about perception. Perfection is very much based on perception. I might really, really like a big red juicy apple, so I find that to be absolute perfection, whereas you might enjoy the slightly less sweet, more sour apple. You might find that to be perfection. And again, doesn't mean our apples are not perfect. They are, but they're perfect for us. And this is the message for you in September, Pisces. Spirit is saying, understand that you are creative. Maybe not in all areas of life, but in certain of your areas, you are incredibly creative. You have the ability to solve, to fix, to mend, to do, to experience, whatever it is, okay? You need to understand that, yes, unfortunately in life, there are some things that you will be good at, and there will be some things that you can't be or aren't good at. There are some things that you need to focus on, and there are other things that you should not be focusing on. It's the karma of your life. But understand that life is a journey. And on this journey, it's not the destination that matters, but it's the journey throughout. And during the month of September, you are going to be tested. You are going to have experiences, many, many, many experiences during the month of September, where your creativity on your journey that you are currently going on is going to be tested. I say tested. Tested is such a broad statement, okay? I don't mean tested in a negative sense, but it's going to come to light. It's going to be something that you're going to have to focus on. It's something you're going to have to become consciously aware of, okay? And that's what I mean when I use the term tested. And you're going to have to try and determine what perfection is for you. What is it that makes you happy? What is it that's going to make you feel satisfied? Because that's what perfection is. When something is perfect for us, we are content, we are happy, we are satisfied. So you are going to have to understand, by being creative in all the things that life has to offer you during the month of September, you're going to have to try and identify what perfection is for you. So it's going to be an interesting month, Pisces, and it's definitely going to be a one that's going to shift your attention and shift your focus. I wish you the most amazing month ahead, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, Pisces, take care.